carnival thing. So y'all could go there, join your band, and go down to Yamana, Square of the Yamana. That I messed up. Oops, I did it again.
Sure, because it will be according to the Turkey. Turkey,
Pieces of advice that you would like to share with those who are married.
Because a lot of people are carried away by money, but you are carried away by leadership, commitment to the people.
Hi guys, there's a video going around on the internet that I came across the other day.
I sit down at home, decided to watch some TV, listening to the news by Gordon Mosley. I listening to the things that he say he trapping tonight, paying close attention to make sure I hear it right. But when I hear the things that he mentioned on the news, I had to declare them kind of thing got me confused. I hear some things where the ERC noticing, and it convinced me that people is learning nothing. We hear so many times about them big name calling, and they say ERC pretend that they didn't learn nothing. But once you're black and you just decide to say a word or two, bet your life on that they say ERC coming for you. Listen to the things you just hear on social media. Only one set of people allowed to talk in one Guyana. I still say nothing, black people in learning. But this is my concern. I hope one day black people will learn. Something about this ERC that I would like to know. If any of its members happens to be black people, and if that is the case, I want them to answer this call. Tell me how come none of them ain't got no voice at all. You're showing signs of weakness and you're afraid to be fair, and we see the same thing keep happening year after year. And the day will come when all this nonsense will stop. That will be the day when black people decide to wake up. Not so long ago, something terrible happened. This young Indian man want to kill out all black people by poison. But if his shoes was on the other foot, would have been a big threat. But up to this day, this ERC can do nothing as yet. How come it's only black people committing cybercrime? When pretty on social media fussing people all the time, I still saying black people in learning. But one day will come when the entire table will turn. Plenty of these issues we see they fail to condemn, because these people think that the law is only for them. And anybody else who decide to file a complaint, They go call you a racist and don't want to hear nothing. Plenty complaint from time to time has been brought to their attention. But because of this one-sided cybercrime is why they don't show any concern. There's only one set of people that they really care about, and black people must take the abuse and shut them out. Kidaki Amsterdam went to court just recently for an issue that was highlighted by the same ERC. And with breakneck speed, the police decide to jump on his case. Without a search warrant, they went and search up the man's place. Let us all agree that black people under attack. Different laws for you and me just because we black. I still singing, black people in London. To all my black friends, we must put a stop to all this nonsense. Cybercrime laws to keep people silent, just to make sure nobody criticizes this government. And while that is a very clear case of dictatorship, it is no surprise that the ERC ignoring it. Why only the chosen few is allowed to have things their way, when people like me and you must have nothing to say? And when ministers in the government start to launch their attack, you never hear this ERC come out and talk about that. They send a policeman all the way to New York. This fella went up there to serve a customer on Rick Forward. Under this this government decide to fabricate a case, but like they forget the warning they get from Latisha James. The vice president described that he use as a low life. Because of this kind of abuse, he don't have a wife. I still singing, black people in learning. Just the other day, I hope your man see help is on the way.
Campaign now moves to the east coast of Demerara, Melanie Village, on Sunday, the 20th of July, at the Melanie Shopping Plaza from 4 p.m. Come hear from our candidates. Come hear about our people-centered development strategy that puts people first. Come hear from our Prime Ministerial candidate, Eureka Fernandez, our presidential candidate, Aubrey C. Norton, and others, on Sunday, July 20th from 4 p.m. The Melanie Shopping Plaza will vibrate with a people-powered campaign. APNU, putting people first.
All right, so today we are here at Club Twilight up in Buxton, and we are here to talk about all that's going on up here. Trust me, if you are on the East Coast, you're in Buxton, you're in Tongue, you're looking for a place to get away to, this is the place. The Cutters, listen, I'll be having some just now again. We'll talk about that. And then, of course, the ambience is beautiful, fully air conditioned. The decor is on point. The music's on point. Everything's on point. It's just me. I need some work. But everything else that belongs to this club here is on point. So if you want to find a nice little place or you can just drive out of town and have some drinks, have some food, you can call, you can order your stuff and just take it. You don't have to stay. Or if you want to stay here, that's what's up. And of course, they have special events for Valentine's. You can rent a hall. You can rent a hall, honey. You can rent a hall for weddings, for birthday parties, to have a bash. I hope he edits that out. But you know, whatever it is, this is definitely the place to be. So it's on Sideline Dam. You definitely want to ensure that you check this place out. But it's on your to-do list. All right, on your to-do list. This is definitely the place to check out, you know, a really cool, chill spot here in Buxton. I like this. This is Buxton needed this. We needed this. I needed this. You definitely needed too. Thank you. All right, so you might be wondering where we are, still in Buxton at Club Twilight. That's where we are. So Club Twilight also has like an Airbnb as well. So you could come, drink, drunk, and come in the back here and lie down. Look at that. Look at that. Perfection. And the people come in the room and so on. The bed sheet matching the blind, matching the carpet, matching the this, matching the that. We know what we things in Buxton don't play with, we? So definitely, if you want to come and, you know, you may be having a wedding or whatever, and you just want to overnight and just have a good time because you're going to be drunk, we got too much road accidents. So you definitely want to come, drink, have a good time. They have several rooms that you can rent. You have your toilet, you have your bath, you have your sink, you have your dining area, you have the bed. This is nice. I like it. Anyways, to my friends and my family, if you're looking for me, I'll be overnighting. Also, for those persons who are traveling in from overseas, you want a nice, cozy place out of town, then Club Twilight, call them up, look them up on social media. They have their own Facebook page, and ensure that you come up the side and have a good time. Have a good time. Have a good time. I'm sorry. That's it.
How many bowel movements do you have a day? If the answer is one or less, we need to talk. Everything starts in the gut. Toxins, bloating, constipation, even parasites can build up silently, affecting your mood, your skin, your immune system, and your energy. Ultra Body Cleanse is a simple 15-day system. Morning tablet to flush from the inside. Nighttime tea to detox and reset. People don't realize it, but most problems start in the gut. And when you clean it out, you feel lighter, you look healthier. You finally go. Like you should. Don't wait for symptoms. Ask your artist distributor today how to start your Ultra Body Cleanse.
Don't be a victim. Beat the heat with EC Crystals. Party ice in large and small quantities. Call 682-7981 or visit us at Club Twilight, Sideline Dam, Buxton North. EC Crystals, pure party ice.
Are you looking for tents to rent? Well, look no further. At EC Party Rentals, Sideline Dam, Buxton North, we have tents in all sizes and colors. All sizes of tents we have. Small tents, big tents, medium tents, extra large tents. Call us on 622-5933. We have what you need. EC Party Rentals. Big on tents. Planning a party? Worry no more. We have all the supplies you need. At EC Party Rentals, we have folding chairs, folding tables, square tables, round tables, long tables, short tables, big tables. We have chairs, red chairs, gold chairs, white chairs, crystal chairs, chairs of all type, throne chairs. What you want, we have. Food warmers, coolers, ice, beverages. At EC Party Rentals, we have what you need to have a good time. You plan the party, we do the work. Call us 622-5933. EC Party Rentals. Let's keep your party going.
You can get meat anywhere, but for the best cuts of chicken, beef, pork, mutton, and lots more,
Check out T and W Harris Butcher Shop located in the East Rhymeveld Market Meat section. Call us on 609-7168, 641-4494. Ask for Rastaman. T and W Harris Butcher Shop for the best in fresh cut meats and lots more.
Hey, Guyana, time to rise up, time to move up. Hey, and you in the place. Hey, we put people first. I gotta get some more. Hey, and you, rise, Guyana, shine. Together we build, now is the time. With Aubrey strong and heart so true, we're rising up. It's me and you, vote AP and you, for justice care, for every family everywhere, for jobs, for schools, for brighter days, for youth and elders, better ways. Who you voting for? Who gon' lift you more? Who gon' care for all? Stand up tall and vote. AP and you, go, 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 go. Hey, AP and you, go, 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 go. AP and you, go, 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 go. Hey, AP and you.
How we get pulled over in Guyana by the Guyana police force? Man said, give me a license. Man don't have license on it.
The president by PPPNC.
Man said, what you doing out so late? Up on the fundraiser for the political party.
Which political party?
Man said PPPC. Man said,
God,
sir.
Yo,
we don't run things in Guyana.
If
PPPC.
I look forward to seeing you on Sunday at Melanie Bellashire when we make the biggest station. And that station will be that if Guyana is to grow, the PPP must grow.
Brother going to this spray shop, so I want to carry the car with him, and you want to bring it back. Then you get in the bush. Then you get Hey, morning, how are you doing? Welcome to another program of Guyanese Morning Time. It's 24 minutes past the 7 o'clock hour. I am your host, Kidaki Amsterdam. Well, some were having a grand time all night last night. A lot of people were having sleepless nights. But how was your night? How was your day yesterday? What were you able to achieve? Those smart goals that you said, did you achieve any of them? Y'all talk to me. How it went for y'all yesterday? How many of you went out to the nomination parades? I call them parades because there were many angles that it came from. How many of you were out there? What are your opinions? I want to hear your opinions on yesterday's happenings. A lot of people have a lot of things to say, but I would want you to have your say, and then before I even attempt to influence your say. Because feedback is always good. Regardless, you can be the best manager, you can be the best executioner, the best implementer, and so on. But it's always good to hear from other people and stop blowing your own horns and so on. So I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts of yesterday's happenings, and what are your takeaways from yesterday's happenings? And are there any pieces of advice that you would like to share with those who are managing the coalition campaign, etc., etc.? What are you feeling? You know, yesterday morning I was telling you about the ability to pay. I was telling you about the ability to pay. They say a fool and his money shall soon part. I see a lot of fools are parting with their money. I also see a lot of fools are telling themselves that they're winning. But we're gonna look at that. We're gonna talk about that. Money talks, bullshit walks. I continue to tell you about the PPP's misuse of state resources to fuel a campaign. And again, as I was out there yesterday, I saw many pieces of evidence to support that cry, that call, that observation. And I said to myself, you know, this country is such a lawless place. This country is such a slack place that the agencies of state do not even function impartially to do their jobs. Once you're in government, you can do as you like, and then it is accepted or acceptable by many. Right? As I talk, I reflect on a video I saw. I'm hoping I can find it back to share it with you. Right? Because it's that for me, that video alone tells the whole story. Yeah, I wouldn't believe it. That video alone tells the whole story, the thing I've been talking about. But this story is this. The PPP continues to misuse state resources. The PPP continues to engage in the abuse of state resources, both financial and otherwise, while we, the citizens, basically rock back. And either we can't do anything about it, or we choose not to do anything about it. This society continues to live in so much fear that we cannot call things out for what they are. I looked yesterday as, well, I was looking all the time. I looked throughout the week, let's say, as the, my battery is running, sorry, as the PPP, right, this thing plug in. Yeah, you give me a scare there. As the PPP defaced public property, how many of you have seen the PPP defacing public property? Check along the East Coast. In fact, don't go along the East Coast. I will start by the roundabout at Kitty there, the Kitty roundabout. Every post that is planted there to maybe identify the median, demarcate the median, is covered in PPP colors. Every one of them. It looks, a closer look suggests that that might be cloth. But come to the East Coast, and you will see every lantern post, every light pole. I won't tell you about lantern posts. Gone were the days of lantern. Right? Every light pole, definitely in and around the Enmore area, has been painted. Painted. With PPP colors. Painted with PPP colors. The elections will come and go, win, lose, or draw. For the PPP, those poles will remain painted in PPP colors. That's defacing of public property. Because the people paint them, and I'm telling you that because I see over the years. I'm not going to go and repaint them. The Lamaha Embankment, Main Street end. That is where the PPP assembled their buses and everything else. And that is where the PPP had their rally. Now, as far as I know, I could be corrected if I'm wrong. That is not public space. That space happened to be, or it was, what I would want to call an annex of the Ministry of Public Works. I think it used to be their stockyard. And so how is it a political party is allowed to use the state resources in that stockyard for a political rally? That make it make sense to me if this is not a total abuse of office for the PPP. I can go on and continue to point out these things. But you know what? Guyanese are now going to put that on the ballot. Guyanese are now going to consider that when they go to the polls. Guyanese believe all they are doing is voting for a list. But what does that list represent? Does it represent an abuse of political office? Does it represent a misuse of state resources? Does it represent criminality? Those are the things to consider. Right? Those are the things to consider. I want you all to pay attention to that. But like I said, my intention is not to give you my impression of what happened yesterday until I hear your impressions of what happened. I think I mentioned it in passing yesterday about the way Buxton, Milwaukee is lit up in terms of light. For years, Buxtonians have been pleading with the authorities to put lights across around the communities and so on. Even the NDC, when they've been giving 40 and 60 lights to NDCs and more and Enterprise and not Enterprise and more and Lusignan and so, they were giving 10 and 12 lights to the Buxton NDC through the PPP group in Enterprise. Right? Right? But they're lighting up Buxton, they're walking along other sections of Buxton. And a lot of people observing the lights, but I told them already, and I think I mentioned this to you. It's lights, camera, action. The lights are there. The cameras will follow. And your privacy and your freedom of movement and association will go. Because that is the intimidation, coercion, and whatever else comes with them observing you and harassing you. Even your freedom of movement is going to be affected. Leonard Greenwood says I should stop using Odessa Primus for my ad. My politics and my business, they might have some interconnectivity, but I usually try to keep them separate and apart from each other. Odessa Primus has a right to make her political choices. She also has a right to eat, earn. And I will tell you all straight up, like I've always said, if the PPP turn up here to rent tables and chairs and tents and buy ice from me, I ain't gonna turn them away. Because it's business we're doing. But if they turn up here to tell me to join the list, I can cost them and chase them out my yard. Or if they turn up here to tell me one campaign for them or join a political party, I can put them out my space. I ain't got no fight with Odessa Primus choosing to support Win as a political party. Yeah, I got to judge Odessa Primus on that. I remember, you know, y'all carry me to places I don't want to go. The lines are open, so we can do both. The lines are open. I remember listening to Vanessa Primus on social media live in previous occasions. And one of the things I remember, Vanessa said, Azudin is a good man. When I got me take away lunch or me barbecue, I could go and Azudin would take 100 tickets. 100 tickets at, let me say, $2,000. Well, it's $2 million. If I can get somebody to buy $2 million in tickets from me without dropping a pin, I'd be comfortable keeping the person's company waiting. Anyhow, yeah, don't worry me on that. Odessa previously supported the PNC, I think. And for whatever reasons, she must have decided, well, you know, I want to change my allegiance. I remember years ago, there was some Indian guy, I think, who had formed a political party. And when the results of the election came out, he came to realize not even his relatives voted for him. They were there with him, but not even his relatives voted for him. Right? So why y'all understand that? I can walk with you to watch you fail. Call it on.
Hello, good morning to you, and how are you?
Call him, okay, go on.
Yes, good morning to you and all my black brothers and sisters. First thing first, to my black brothers and sisters in Guyana, do not spy your vote. That is coming from Mr. David Hines' message on the rally. But before Mr. David Hines, from the day I joined this program here, I always mention because why black people punish in Guyana? Because they always bust up their vote. God is speaking to the black people in Guyana. Stop doing what you're doing. And to the lady, to the grandmother or mother that who said lose that woman there, I agree with her 100%. You see, sometimes business could end up be no business by simple mistakes. You see, who feels it knows it. And it is totally wrong for what she's doing, splitting and causing black people to lose victory. And people say, oh, because you're doing that, money is not all. This is what my grandmother teach me. Love, unity, support, respect, dignity, and honor. That is all. That comes first. Money come after. When Jesus gave fish and bread, food, because Jesus see and knew people will be coming there and there will be need and meal to eat. That's why he gave fish and bread. We have to be careful about business. Is business the Mackenzie people doing? Is business Mohammed is doing towards Mackenzie people? He don't love them. He don't like them. He only appreciate what they are doing for him right now for putting in parliament. Because he knew from day one that he will not win the presidency. So he rather go and use black people. He know black people easy for use. All jagged on him. No. The system how to get black man to come together and fight. You watch I watch the rally. Look how them black man in red and black are fight each other with cutlass. And look our green rally. Green rally is peaceful. No fighting and fighting and all this nonsense. It is not time for that. And this what black people have to remember. Before I go, let me leave this with my black brothers and sisters. Those who are wearing blue and those who are wearing red. I will not call you guys dog. No, Flat God is bigger than that. My first grade education teach me respect everyone, but I will call them fool. And those people that using red and wearing red and blue, remember what the father said to black people. Are you the most ungrateful dog in the world? Because when he called critics, when he mentioned those words, critics is part of black. So I take it personal. And black Mackenzie people, you have to remember what Bonham did for you and your grandparents and parents. Free education and free light. When other black man we got to pay for light bill, for the East Coast where we come from, you Mackenzie we get a free light. I wouldn't say Bonham turning in the grave. I believe it's a nonsense. Black man, when people dead, they don't turn in the grave. But if Bonham was alive, but he's sick dead, you say, wait, you guys did this to my party from this and remember last, when Moses went for all of the 10 commandments, when he come back, it was confusion. The people that God released from slavery and saved from punishment. And this was Moses' word. Those who on the Lord's side, God's side, come over here. And the rest of them, they born to death. My black brother and sister, you guys were not born to death. But if you guys continue to be on Muhammad's side and Jaddo's side, you guys will be punished to death. Thank you very much for your time, and all of you, brothers and sisters, be careful. Be careful.
Thank you for that call, and thank you to all those of you who are correcting me. Thank you for recognizing the fuzziness in my head right now. 100 times 220,000 could never be 2 million. 100 times 2,000 could never be 2 million. You see, I still got the things mixed up. Yes, it's $200,000. But the point I'm making, the PPP is a transactional party. We have established that. WIN is a transactional party. We have established that. I established that at least perhaps as, even if you want to say as late as yesterday morning. I said the PPP has access to all resources which they will spend to create a certain perception. And the argument is the only other political party in this country that has access to that kind of money, or money to match the PPP spending, even partially, is Mohammed. And so there's no doubt. But if you're looking for loyalty, and if you were looking for loyalty yesterday, then I know for a fact the APNU coalition, APNU WPA, they ain't got nothing. I said it on yesterday's program. They ain't got nothing to give anybody at this juncture. And so those people who were behind them, you can say it was pure heart and dedication to a cause and loyalty to a cause. You can see that. And I would expect those people will walk to the finishing line with the coalition and fight for the victory of the coalition. But I'm not sure that the Blues have it. I'm not sure that the Reds have it. Don't be fooled. Don't be swayed by, in this instance, what money could buy. Right? And I know money really bought. Because even at 5 or 6 o'clock last evening, I'm coming out of the city, and right there on Vicinian Road, close to the Kitty Seawall, the buses in blue were still out there, and the people were having a good fit. They were having a good fit. And like a certain PPP apparatchik who I understand now shitting in Pampers once said, give black man cook up and rum and they go all right. Cook up rum music, they have a good fit, they go all right. And so I think that was on show there yesterday. I think that was on show there yesterday. I see y'all commenting on my former WPA colleague being with Win. You know, they say there's a port is a port and a port is a port for any stand, or any port is a port for any stand. Right? If you find yourself in a stormy situation, first thing you think about is survival. And you put yourself wherever you think you have to put yourself to survive. They got a Guyanese saying that say, listen, contrary wind make chicken hack and Kiskadi end up the same way. Contrary wind make chicken hack and Kiskadi end up the same way, because usually when chicken hack see Kiskadi or Kiskadi see chicken hack, it's big flingings. It's big flingings. And I don't want this, I generally, in most cases, try not to comment, especially on the movement of Mrs. Sarbo Hali Tabita, because she was once a colleague. I consider her close to my heart, a good friend, and so on and so forth. We used to sit and reason WPA politics and how we can move the WPA forward and so on. And so I was disappointed when she made her move. But that's an individual. She has a right to do what she has to do. You know, some people say, you just take lead up. Maybe she took lead up when she do she thing. And she went on and she went on and she went on and she went on. Because from the time that young lady left the WPA, I don't think she has made any real significant impact on the politics of this country. Especially, I don't think she was able to find herself, quote unquote, a political home from which she can really function. She can't come back, or couldn't come back, or chose not to come back. Perhaps there are all kind of variables, but she didn't. She's not back with the WPA for all kinds of variables, I will say. And then she wasn't, quote unquote, accepted or welcome to the PNC. And she formed her own political party, which from where I sit did not really take off as perhaps she anticipated and so on. For many obvious reasons, perhaps she didn't go to the PPP because maybe the politics didn't line up and so on and so forth. And so if she thinks that, like many others, she still has something to offer this country politically, or like many others, she thinks that she has a right to be in the National Assembly, where this supports her purpose, then she aligns with the next available option. And that's win. I say she's a thinker, because I've always said to anybody, if you want to move up the political line quickly, look for the least populated political party, where there isn't too much jostling for leadership and so on and so forth, because they got space. So if you ask me, in this realm of things, political party with resources, money to spend, you got the PPP, you got WIN, the APNU come somewhere along the line. Obviously, the APNU is not a comforting place for her. The PPP definitely, it would appear, is not a comforting place for her. The next option is WIN. So it was for me logical choice, if I call it that. Or sit your backside home and just be a normal citizen and partake in the democratic process. Go out and vote. If you support a political party, perhaps campaign for that party, encourage others to support that party. And that's it. So I don't expect me to say too much more about young lady's choice. She has an entitlement to that choice, like I've said to everybody else. They had an entitlement to that choice. Good. That is all I will say. But I still am waiting for you to give me those scores and tell me your perception of yesterday, how you feel about yesterday. You've listened to the messages, short messages from Aubrey Norton and Joetta Finance, both in front of Yamana Yana and at the parade ground. So tell me your thoughts. Tell me where your mind is. The next stop is Melanie. Sunday, there's a rally in Melanie. Yes, there's a rally in Melanie on Sunday. So come out.
The APNU Coalition campaign now moves to the east coast of Demerara, Melanie Village, on Sunday, the 20th of July, at the Melanie Shopping Plaza from 4 p.m. Come hear from our candidates. Come hear about our people-centered development strategy that puts people first. Come hear from our Prime Ministerial candidate, Eureka Burnett, our presidential candidate, Aubrey C. Norton, and others on Sunday, July 20th from Powered campaign. APNU, putting people first.
All right, so today we are here at Club Twilight up in Buxton, and we are here to talk about all that's going on up here. Trust me, if you
Sorry, we were in the middle of an advertisement when that call came, so I couldn't take it. Somebody is saying they don't understand me saying that she wasn't welcome in the PNC. Again, that's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. Right? That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. It is my view that she wasn't welcomed in the PNC. She was welcomed in the APNU. When she formed her party as a part of the APNU. So she was never a member of the PNC. She was a member of APNU, not a member of the PNC. And so it never transferred naturally toward becoming a member of the PNC, perhaps. Good? That's all I'll say. Call you on, good morning.
Mark Idaki, I got a couple of things I want to quickly brush through with you and the viewers. You people see a lot of things yesterday. You see a lot of blues, a lot of greens, a lot of everything. You people have a choice to make. Running a country is not playing house. Don't end up like us over here, who a lot of them are begging to get back their votes from Trump. You listened to a certain candidate yesterday, and he could not have delivered himself with simple questions. What is going to happen when complicated situations happen in the country? Remember, you did not build a business, big man, right? And people know who I'm speaking about. He did not build a business. He's a petulant, spoiled child, just like our boy we have over here. Do you want that for your future? You can't go. This is not playing house. You can't go and ask back for your vote. You're going to sit and suffer for 4 or 5 years. People think where you put in your X. Not because you see a big crowd and you hear a promise for little things, you think that there going to satisfy you, your children, and your children's future. Because that what you see there is worse than running a little kitchen business. That there. You're going to hear it soon. We're going to bring it soon. We don't want that. We don't have time for that. And you cannot coach. There's no learning curve in this anymore. There's no learning curve. You can't coach something that's not coachable. So stop and think again, people. A next year's situation that's going on there. I spoke to a friend who works in the oil fields, right? Out offshore. I said to him, "Are you coming back to vote?" He said, "Yes, his rotation is going to be up and he's going to be out here voting." He said, "But the thing about it, they didn't give us any, they haven't made provision for us out there who's going to stay out there to vote." That is what he said. He said, what he's hearing from other people is that their supervisors, etc., saying to them, "Yes, we're not stopping you from voting. You can go and vote, but you have to wait until your next rotation to come in." Right? So that means if you come out halfway your rotation, you got to wait a month or two to get back to work and you get no money. So, where that put people. And he said, population of who people is out there. He said, if the other people was out there, provision was being made. I think people need to start pressuring for that. If even it's just, no matter how much we got out there working, one less vote or one disenfranchised vote is a vote that we can't count as a vote against us. So that's my take for the morning.
Very call. In case you didn't get clearly what the call is saying, is that the people who are working offshore Guyana on the ExxonMobil rigs and FPSOs and so on are already saying no provision has been made for them to vote. You could vote. If you want to vote, we're going to carry you for vote, but you can't come back until your next rotation. In other words, you could vote at your own expense. Is that how the Americans treated citizens? I doubt. I don't think the Americans treat their citizens like that. Number one. And number two, I see that as voter suppression. I see that as an act of voter suppression. Because if you have people on your FPSOs who are desirous of voting, the job gives you time to go and vote. The job gives you time to go and vote. And so if your job is saying you could go and vote, but it's going to take you 2 weeks before you could come back to work, unless that is 2 weeks with pay, you're punishing me for exercising my democratic right. And indeed, these are things that the political parties need to start to raise in the public domain so that people become more aware of them. Right? So we have work to do. And thank you to that caller. We have work to do. When I passed Kitty yesterday, I pointed out to you the people were gathering by the Kitty pump station in support of WIN. And when I looked at the crowd, I said to you, this is a majority young people, a majority African Guyanese youths. And if the PPP has to be concerned about WIN gathering support, the coalition have to be more than concerned, because from where it is, what we are seeing is a large number of African Guyanese youths in support of WIN. There are lots of things we got to consider in that. What we're seeing, we say perception is everything. But one of the first questions that comes to mind, these people got any loyalty? Are they likely to wake up election morning and go and vote the way they went out there for nomination day activities? What did it cost to get them out there for nomination day activities, minibuses and so on, to transport them from point A to point B, food and liquor and bacchanal and so on? Is that going to be available on election day? Would they be motivated naturally to go out and vote? Or is this a group of people who ordinarily ain't got no time with no election, but perks available, so they're showing up right now? Perks available, so they're showing up right now. Is it likely that the same methods of mobilization used to get them out to nomination is going to be used on election day to get them to the polling booth? And if that happens, would it be against the law? I'm thinking, what is it? I want to say to buy vote, but to, what is the word? Really, when you use money to influence people to do things, man, I'm trying to, I live for this, man, I'm tired. Right? Well, I'm wondering how Win, for example, is going to get all of those young black people, young African Guyanese, to go to elections morning and vote. And then I'm also thinking, when you look at that group of young African Guyanese out there, I remember Datidin saying they represent fertile ground. They represent fertile ground. Is it that Mohammed was able to so quickly impact that fertility to make them conscious to partake in the electoral process and so on? Or is it the lure of money that have them there? And if they're such fertile ground without the lure of money, how is it the opposition, as in AP and you and the others, have not been able to reach them? How have we not been able to reach them without the kind of resources that Mohammed got? And so is it a loyalty to a resource or a loyalty to a process or a loyalty to a person? These are all questions that are passing my mind. And so again, I'm not too much worried. I'm not too much worried about the large number out there. But I'm thinking that that large number out there provides an opportunity for the coalition, even now, to get among that crowd and influence and change minds. Because what I see are prospective voters for the coalition. I have a simple question in my mind to ask all of those who are behind Win, for example, and even behind Liberty and this party and VPAC and the rest of them. In your mind, do you believe that the political movement you're supporting currently can win the next election? Those of you who are supporting Win right now, do you believe, really and truly, conscientiously, have you given thought to that? Can Win become the next government? Those who are supporting People's Movement and VPAC and Forward Ghana, that's another coalition, I think. Do you believe that they can form the next government? And I'm saying it immediately. If you don't believe that they can form the next government, then you need to acknowledge that you're wasting your time giving them that vote, at least in this election. You are wasting your time giving them that vote, at least in this election. Because in this election, it is critical that votes be consolidated to remove the PPP from office. And so, all right, I like this movement that Azudin forming. But this is not the moment when Azudin can help us to achieve the goal of removing the PPP. So here what happened? We're going to vote with the coalition solidly to remove the PPP. And then we're going to work with Azudin's movement. So by the time the next election cycle comes around, we're going to see the strength that it garners. He got resources, man, he could do that. If you're not thinking like that, you are risking your future of getting rid of the PPP from office. You are risking the possibilities of getting rid of the PPP from office, and you're also risking your future and the future of this country. Because if the PPP remains there after the next election, woe be unto our souls. That's where I'm seeing it from. Woe be unto our souls. So the simple question I will continue to ask all those of you who are supporting political parties that are small, as we like to say. To vote anywhere else other than at the palm, you are risking, you're throwing away an opportunity this country has to get rid of the PPP. And I'm encouraging you, don't do that. Don't do that. Look what the PPP stands for. Did I download this video? I don't think I did. I'm going to show you how the PPP got this country. And this is not from this is not from my perspective. This is somebody who has lived out of this country. As we like to say, this is a foreigner sharing on TikTok the Guyanese experience.
PPP. How we get pulled over in Guyana by the Guyana police force? Man said, give me a license. Man don't have license on
know
it.
the president by PPP and C.
Man said, what you doing out so late? That on the fundraiser for the political party.
Which political party?
Man said PPPC. Man said,
Go on,
son. We don't run things in Guyana. PPPC.
And in case you missed it, this is not an endorsement of the PPP.
How we get pulled over in Guyana by the Guyana police force? Man said, give me a license. Man don't have license on
know
it.
the president by PPP and C.
Man said, what you doing out so late? That on the fundraiser for the political party.
Which political party?
Man said PPPC. Man said,
Go on, son.
We don't run things in Guyana. PPPC.
A very short message, but it's loaded with information. In short, police stopped these guys driving out in the city late some night and asked them for license. None of them were licensed. None. We are doing out so late, and you are driving without license. We're doing fundraiser for the PPP. Galang Yahweh. It might sound far-fetched. It might sound far-fetched, but that is what the PPP represents. They're beaten even the police into subjection that from somebody utters the name of the PPP, you're good to go. Is that a society we want to live in? Is that a society these young people want to live in? Flash Gordon spoke about the Linderners. Flash Gordon spoke about the Linderners and he said they're ungrateful, or I'm thinking he's intimating that they're ungrateful because of all that Bonham and Bonham Party did for Linden. But do you believe that this current generation even knows what Bonham did for Linden? As the elders really sat over the years and passed on knowledge about the existence, the formation, the establishment, the development of Linden, and they wake up and notice that they get free electricity, they could burn like all day. They never ask why it is so. Never ask why it is so. And so people take things for granted. People take a lot of things for granted. And we have a duty, again, I'm saying we have a duty to speak with our folks so that they understand what they are risking. They understand the sacrifices that were made for them to understand, to enjoy, quote unquote, the freedoms that they enjoy now. We can't just take it for granted. They must vote for us because they look like us. It's not a panjat, like the PPP once called. But we got to work to educate them so that they can make that right decision come September 1st. It's not too late. Good. I see the usual PPP clone is calling. And y'all don't like me to answer the clone. But like I say, I like when they call because I get to address the issues. Voice note.
Good morning, Mr. Amsterdam and viewers. Yesterday, the nomination, the turnout for the APNU was huge. And it wasn't an holiday when a lot of people was at work and also at home that didn't, show up. I'm not saying that all of them is for APNU, but for various other parties. But so far, they're going good. But the speakers, such as the lawyers, the prime minister candidate, the presidential candidate, need to talk more to the young people, such as when they're in trouble, and also the parents, when they're in trouble, they run for the lawyers, and then at the same time, they don't have money. They have to look to see when they need help, where they're getting the help from. When they get themselves into trouble, that calling themselves creep and dunstog and whatever. You understand? They can't just study that, they're going to go and vote for various parties, and when they get into trouble, they run into AP and use lawyers, lawyers are in a hole to help them, and mostly African lawyers to be by their side. What happened to all the innocent people that is in prison? Who going to assist them? Who going to help them? Who talking that they're putting things in place to look in to what's going on there in the prison? We have to talk to our people that they can come out and vote strongly on the 4th of September for APNU, the way forward. We've gone through enough under the PPPC, and enough is enough. It's time for us to stand as Africans and Indians and go out and vote for a change. Or all Guyanese go out and vote for a change. Choose APNU for a better life.
Thank you for that voice note. I see Star Major saying from what he saw, Win is going to win the elections. Star Major, I don't agree with you, but I'll come back to you after I answer our usual morning club. Call you on.
Mr. Amsterdam, good morning to you. First of all, man, call me any name you want. It don't bore a hole in my skin. It don't make my teeth fall out my mouth. It don't do nothing for me. Anyway, I want to wish you and your party all the best for the upcoming elections. You guys had a great showing yesterday. Okay, so if the APN get into if the APNU party get into government, how do you plan, Mr. Amsterdam, you to work with Ubraj Narain? I was looking at the program. He did all the paperwork to sign up with WIN, but after he realizes that he's going to get visa sanctions or something, he withdraw. And I saw him yesterday walking in front with holding hands with Mr. Norton. That is not healthy. Another thing I was trying to highlight to you all the time about Miss Holly. For the past couple of years, I've been calling you and letting you know I figure something is going on there. But you know, you don't want to comment on that, but you could comment on everything else. I think you should really do a proper analysis on her and all the benefits she enjoy through your party. And you know, and at the end of the day, she's ungrateful. All right. And with all these youths joining, I think Mr. Norton really needs to do something and call back everybody that cross over and have a talk with them and try to bring them together. Thank you, Mr. Amsterdam, and have a wonderful rest of the day.
Thank you for your opinion. You're entitled to that. The lines remain home. 6225933 is the number to call. I was talking to, what's the guy name? Some name. Who is saying that from what he sees, Win is going to win the election. Again, I'm saying that this person is nearsighted, shallow-minded perhaps, because they fall into the perception trap. It's not a noise in the market, is this it? Right? It's not. I said it yesterday morning too. So y'all don't think I swallow my words. It's not a crowd that you see at nomination, they're going to determine who wins the election. And yes, as far as I'm concerned, yesterday was the first opportunity for Win to show its ability to bring people together. If I'm wrong, y'all correct me. But yesterday was the first opportunity for Win to really show its ability to bring people together. And if I'm getting the opportunity, as they say, caller, hold for me a minute. If I'm saying first impression counts, then, and I got the resources, I can spend it all to make a good first impression. That doesn't mean I will be able to sustain that. Caller, you on the morning.
Good morning, Brother Kadaki. Brother Kadaki, we had a wonderful show yesterday. Our people and our supporters came out in their numbers without anybody being forced, paid, or offered some kind of benefit. Our supporters came out with their loyalty and love for us yesterday. And I might feel pleased, in my heart I feel pleased. And I know it's the same support and loyalty. We're going to double round and double up our effort and bring out more persons on polling day, September the 4th, for our victory and our win. Because APNU is going to win this election. All we have to do is double up our young people, tell them what is the reality in this country, understand what we passed through, what our generation passed through. Because these young people that know the struggles of our generation, from Shaka Blair to when we have to fight for election when the people in all the ballot box, when we got to fight for when people get in the car, and only recently the teachers strike. And that one should really hit home a terrible blow to them, because the Judah is on their candidate list. The out for the teachers is on their candidate list. You know, that is like a don't worry. I tell people, God is in the midst of it. He said, in the times of trouble, for me, I'm going to be there for you. God is in the midst of it. Body confusion with them yesterday with that candidate. Now what you want to tell me? The teacher got the percentage when they give them 10% or 8% when they give them. He negotiated for them because he know what was coming, he know what was his benefit. Brother Kadaki, we got this. All we got to do is we double our effort. Tell the young people what our struggle is. Tell them if we don't have this election, what is going to be for them. It's already for them. And resourcing nation, look how much unemployment young people we get. How we could get the economy running on oil. Yesterday, persons could pay young people 20,000. I already them. My boss is in an organization to say one of the Georgia see go and dance. Irish country, you got young people can offer them $20,000 US to get out there, to move them. Hmm? What we really doing if they were gainfully employed and being paid a high salary, $20,000 you couldn't get in. $20,000 you couldn't get in. And we're not offering them though. And we got to show them we policy that we have. We have a policy. We have a program for them. We have a plan to move them from poverty to riches. Because now it's time for prosperity for them. This is the generation to get the prosperity from this land. This is the generation when you're 80, we telling you, we putting a key in your hand, and you're going to pay a rent to wait for the old things. We telling you that we don't trade more, so you're going to be carefully employed so you can get the proper wages or salary when it won't come. You're living hard to move. This is a plan we got that we don't give you, you're going to benefit from the resources how you get cash grant. Thank you, brother, for that. This is my contribution. Come on.
Thank you for your call.
Ready, time to remove the
You know,
coalition campaign now moves to the east
I
coast of
suffer with
Demerara,
or
Melanie
usual
Village on Sunday, the
morning
20th
yeah,
of
let's
July
gather
at the
to get
Melanie
some
Shopping Plaza
like
from 4
things.
p.m.
You
Come
can get
hear
some
from
like
our
that
candidates.
from
Come
Yaga
hear
DSO.
about our people-centered development
Let me
strategy
tell you this
that
now.
puts people
How
first.
are you on?
Come
Good morning.
hear from our prime ministerial
Good
candidate,
morning,
Jurita
Darcy.
Fernandez, our
Blessed morning
presidential
to you.
candidate,
And
Aubrey Norton, and
blessed
others
morning
on
to
Sunday, July 20th at 4 p.m.
Coalition.
The Melanie Shopping Plaza
I
will
look at
vibrate
the
with the
nomination day yesterday.
people-powered campaign. APNU, putting people first. Remove the curse.
All right, so today we are here at Club Twilight up in Buxton, and
Ready, time to remove the curse. The APNU coalition campaign now moves to the east coast of Demerara, Melanie Village on Sunday, the 20th of July at the Melanie Shopping Plaza from 4 p.m. Come hear from our candidates. Come hear about our people-centered development strategy that puts people first. Come hear from our prime ministerial candidate, Jurita Fernandez, our presidential candidate, Aubrey Norton, and others on Sunday, July 20th from 4 p.m. The Melanie Shopping Plaza will vibrate with the people-powered campaign. APNU, putting people first. Remove the curse.
all right, so today we are here at Club Twilight up in Buxton, and we are here to talk about all that's going on up here. Trust me, if you are on the East Coast, you're in Buxton, you're in Tongue, you're looking for a place to get away to, this is the place. The Cutters, mwah. Listen, I'll be having some just now again. We'll talk about that. And then, of course, the ambience is beautiful, fully air conditioned. The decor is on point. The music's on point. Everything's on point. It's just me. I need some work. But everything else that belongs to this club here is on point. So if you want to find a nice little place where you can just drive out of town and have some drinks, have some food, you can call, you can order your stuff and just take it. You don't have to stay. Or if you want to stay here, that's what's up. And of course, they have special events for Valentine's. You can rent the hall. You can rent the hall, honey. You can rent the hall for weddings, for birthday parties, to have a bash. I hope he edits that out. But you know, whatever it is, this is definitely the place to be. So it's on Sideline Lamb. You definitely want to ensure that you check this place out. Put it on your to-do list. All right, on your to-do list. This is definitely the place to check out, you know, a really cool, chill spot here in Buxton. I like this. This is, Buxton needed this. We needed this. I needed this. You definitely needed too. Thank you. All right, so you might be wondering where we are. Still in Buxton at Club Twilight. That's where we are. So Club Twilight also has like an Airbnb as well. So you could come, drink, drunk, and come in the back here and lie down. Look at that. Look at that. Perfection. And the people come in the room and so on. The bed sheet matching the blind, matching the carpet, matching the this, matching the that. We know what we think in Buxton, don't play with we. So definitely if you want to come and, you know, you may be having a wedding or whatever, and you just want to overnight and just have a good time because you're going to be drunk. We got too much road accidents. So you definitely want to come, drink, have a good time. They have several rooms that you can rent. You have your toilet, you have your bath, you have your sink, you have your dining area, you have the bed. This is nice. I like it. Anyways, to my friends and my family, if you're looking for me, I'll be overnighting. Also, for those persons who are traveling in from overseas, you want a nice, cozy place out of town, then Club Twilight, call them up, look them up on social media. They have their own Facebook page, and ensure that you come up the side and have a good time. Have a good time. Have a good time. Sorry, I'm sorry. That's it.
Hello, hi, morning, good morning. How are you doing? Morning, neighbor, morning, morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Them not like me, kind of. Morning, good morning to you. Welcome to another program of Guyanese Morning Time. I am your host, Kiraki Amsterdam. How are you doing? How was your yesterday? What about your last night? How you passed your night last night? How well did you sleep? What did you achieve yesterday? How much were you able to achieve yesterday? What is giving you hope that we are in a better place and we are going to be in a better place after September 1? Where does your hope come from? Talk to me. Don't worry, something I'm doing. It's part of the programming. No, man, you can't call me now. You know the time for program. You ain't got no behavior. No behavior, you know, got. I like doing your own thing. Everybody wants to know. Well, I don't know. So, yeah, don't run me down. Oh, I'll burn out, man. I don't care. TikTok doesn't want me to go live. Yeah, so talk to me. Oh, y'all do. How was y'all yesterday, last night, and so? What y'all achieved yesterday? What y'all plan to achieve today, and so? Y'all must just behave. Y'all must just think this over your man sometime. But be over your man. I just have an analytical mind. I just pay attention to the happenings. And so if you pay attention to the happenings, then it's natural that you should be able to pronounce on the happenings. I tell you all yesterday, but y'all didn't believe me. I tell you all even before yesterday, that money on spend, a lot of money is going to spend to show all right, before me even talk about it. Flash Garden, how come I fool you by? Talk to me. What did I fool you with? Right? But before I get into the program proper, let me say condolences to those persons who have lost their loved ones and relatives in Buxton. As I understand that there was a shooting in Buxton last night, south of the railway line, Church of God Road, what we call Bagram side. Yes, that's where I'm from, Bagram side. My understanding is that there was an execution hit, whatever you want to call it, which happened there yesterday, last night. So far, 2 persons are confirmed dead. One is a villager, a neighbor to where the shooting took place, and the other is a visitor from outside of the village, a patron of the place where the shooting took place. Where the shooting took place is, from my understanding, because me have been there, how me get them, me sell them. There's a little drinking spot, a little hangout spot, a little chill spot down at the back there. Where people hang out, they drink the liquor, they gaff, they play the games and so on. It's a relaxation spot, a chill spot. And so I understand a group of people out there doing the regular, and vehicle of some sort pulled up, and apparently there was an exchange of gunfire. At the end of it all, or when, as we say, when the dust settled or when the gun smoke settled, 2 persons were found dead. One youngster shot to his head, perhaps, something like that. An Indo-Guyanese who was a part of the gathering at the back of the village here was also killed in that shooting. Several persons are now hospitalized. I understand one particular youngster is, as we like to say, fighting for his life. He maybe have suffered the worst of those who are still alive. I understand he was shot to the chest. And so there are several persons, hospitalized, being treated, etc., for gunshot wounds. It's an unfolding story, so there's not much else that can be said. When the YAP is asking what is the motive, I am not a member of the Ghana Police Force, Wendy. With all due respect, I will not hazard a guess as to the motive. Let the police make their statements and say what is the motive or what the investigations reveal. I ain't about to get myself mixed up in anything that perhaps doesn't concern me. Some people, I was on the road, some people are saying it's political. The PPP is trying to stir up problems, or somebody is trying to stir up problems because it's election season, they send people to shoot up in Buxton. That is what they're saying. And when the person told me that, I made what a friend of mine considered a harsh statement. I said, I don't want to hear the story. Y'all don't tell me. Right? And that was my response. Thinking outside the box, I'm thinking if you want to stir up election problem by starting something in Buxton, it would be safer for you just drive on the public road and shoot up whoever you want to shoot up. I think it would be foolhardy if you want to start election problem to go deep down into the back of the village and shoot up people, because the possibility ain't gonna ever come out back. That's just how I'm thinking. Commercial playing, what are you talking about? You hearing things? Anybody else hearing commercial? Because I'm not hearing anything else playing. Right? But one of the things which dawned on me when I heard what happened is how open, how unprotected, how vulnerable Buxton remains as a community. Right? Some people will argue that Buxton was open, unprotected, vulnerable for quite a long time. But when it is somebody can dare to go to the back of the village, deep down in the back of the village, and commit such a dastardly act and come out of the village unchallenged, it says a lot for me. And my understanding, it was early in the night. Somebody said just after 9, before 10. That is my understanding. I don't know if that timing is accurate, but that is what I was told. Just after 9, before 10. Good. And so my assumption is that you must have had some amount of movements on the streets and so on. But for somebody to dare to do that suggests to me a level of boldness and definitely a level of collusion. As I will like to say, there are enemies within, definitely enemies within. Right? In that it must be somebody who knows the village and feel comfortable enough that they can actually enter and exit the village comfortably. Right? But the police shall do their investigations. The police might be able to give us motives. Eventually, I'm sure we're going to get a full list of the people who are dead and those who are seriously injured and those who just got a scrape here or a scrape there. But apart from the fact that it points out for me the vulnerability of the village, it also says to me again that these are not the time that people want to be on the streets, even for the purposes of leisure. Get your business done, get in your house, stay there. You want leisure? Get leisure in your house. If you want to knock 2 things, come knock them. You want to watch TV, watch TV. You want play music, play music. Because we know that coming up to elections is always this silly season. And a lot of people who have vendetta actually capitalize on this silly season to blame it on elections and to blame it on, the chaos that surrounds elections. Sometimes it's not always elections related. And so I want to plead with people, stay off the street. Stay off the street, please. Stay off the street. You got no business on the street, stay off the street. Unless being on the street is your business. And what people used to say, only certain kind of people must be on the street after certain hours at night. I hate to think that those people who got caught up in that incident last night are those kind of people. Right? And for those who are asking, I'm safe. As you can see, I'm safe. My family is safe, thank God. We usually try to stay out of the fray. Good? Walk a straight and narrow way for the greater part. I'm the only upstart in my family, And I'm uncontrollable because if I were controllable, then by now this program would have been off the air because they would love for me to get off the air. They'd love for me to stop criticizing the government and doing political commentary and so on. For all you know, they would love for me to stay far from the politics of this country because, like many, they believe that it's frighteningly dangerous and it's a nasty game, as some people put it, and so on and so forth. But I always ask them to understand, especially my children. Y'all understand that I'm doing this not because I want fame or popularity. I'm doing this because I believe it is something that is necessary if Ghana is going to get good governance. And I'm doing this very well knowing that my contributions through doing this might very well give you an easier time in the future as citizens of this country, and that you don't have to go through what many of us go through as citizens of this country. You don't have to face the discrimination based on ethnicity. You don't have to face discrimination based on corruption. The fight is for us to have good governance so that our citizens can thrive according to their ability and possibilities. And that is why I do it. Because the next generation deserves better. And so, like I usually say, this is only my little contribution to trying to create a better future for Guyanese. Right? Good. And I shudder to think what it would be if folks like myself do not make the sacrifices we make to fight for a better Guyana. I, over the years, have come to learn the value of my vote, and I try to teach people the value of their vote. And I hope our young people can step back and consider the value of their vote and the value of their political support for anyone. Because unless they place real value on it, then they take it for granted. They throw it out there or they give it away for a pittance, and then they will live to face the consequences. I was saying, today is what, Wednesday? I was saying Monday, nomination day, and yesterday. And a lot of money will be spent to impress the public because perception is everything, as some people say. That this political grouping or that political grouping has a large following and strength, and therefore got a good chance of winning the elections. I did say also that because a lot of money is being spent, a lot of people believe that Win has a good chance of running down the PPP, because in the financial order of things, they argue that Win is the only political party in this country that can match the PPP spending, because its leader is a quote-unquote multi-billionaire, Guyanese multi-billionaire, Azuddin Mohammed. And so, as is evidenced by the crowd or the turnout on nomination day, I said, hey, money talking ain't bullshit working. But look at the demographics. There's a whole lot of young African Guyanese who are standing in support of Win. If you look at the list of candidates for Win, you come to understand and come to realize that more than 50% of them are from Region 4. I want you to pay attention to these numbers now. More than 50% are from Region 4. Region 4 is the APNU coalition stronghold. Region 4 is critical to winning the election for the opposition APNU. The majority of them are Black people, African Guyanese on that list. The African Guyanese community is critical to the APNU coalition winning the election. And so when you consider those things, the only conclusion you can come to is Win represents a threat to the African Guyanese community. Getting a government, as in the APNU coalition, that would really and truly look into their interests. And so when you look at those numbers, you say, wait, we are our own worst enemies. A whole lot of those people on the list for Win are African Guyanese basically agreeing with an Indo-Guyanese businessman, multi-billionaire, turned political leader to split the vote of African Guyanese and therefore reduce the possibilities of the African Guyanese dominated APNU coalition winning the election. And so I asked myself, where is the thinking of these people? They hate themselves that much that they're prepared to do harm to themselves to prove a point? So I want to ask all those who line up on T. Mohammed wins list, all those African Guyanese especially, what are you all doing there? What do you expect to achieve for the Afro-Guyanese community, first and foremost, and secondly, for this nation by being there? What are the possibilities of being victorious in these elections, taking control of the government? I don't see any possibility. And if Win cannot win the election, but can erode the electoral support of the APNU coalition, then you are placing yourself as a member of the African Guyanese community and as a member of the Guyanese society in danger. Because in short, you are creating space for the PPP to remain in government and continue to do the wickedness that it has been doing to this country. But it would appear that even educated people or people who claim to be educated, and an African Guyanese prides his or herself in being educated. We like to talk about with degrees and so on. And even people with their degrees and so on seem not to understand what their involvement with Win is endangering in this country. Let me call some names that I noticed on the Win list. Yeah. I'm going to be direct this morning. Some people can vex. Tabitha Sarabo Hali. I said I wasn't going to comment much on her presence there. But I'll tell you why I will comment now. I'll show you a video shortly. And I will comment then. Or I will give justification for my comment. Sis, what do you expect to achieve by being with Win at this moment in the political history of this country? I saw a video with you saying that the Guyanese have spoken, they want something different. And if they say they want something different, you weigh your options and you join the Win team. What do you hope to achieve? Do you believe Win will be victorious in this election? Is there a slight possibility even that Win will be victorious in this election and therefore get the monkey off our backs that we call the PPP? Having seen matters unfold yesterday, I want to ask you another question. What's the value of your vote? What's the value of your presence at Win? What's the reward expected from your presence at Win? I see the aunt of Adriana Young. Amika, I think her name is. Miss Amika. And I think I saw the mother also. Can't remember the mother's name. Y'all forgive me for that. But I want to ask these two relatives who just lost the beautiful young angel, Adriana. Do you believe in your heart that Win would be victorious at these elections and therefore can deliver justice to you for the murder of Adriana? Huh? Do you seriously believe so? Are you prepared to, I don't know, I would say squander the possibility of getting justice for Adriana by choosing to go in a direction that does not guarantee the PPP out of office? I can't find the logic. And the aunt is a lecturer at the University of Ghana. And so, like I say, we like pride ourselves in our education. And so here is an individual who is educated and is expected to be educating others, but making, in my mind, an irrational decision. I say it is irrational, or is it selfishness? Because rumor has it that it is projected that Azzuddin Mohammed will name a University of Ghana lecturer as his prime ministerial candidate. Is that the offer that was made to this young lady? And did she actually believe it? That even if she's named prime ministerial candidate, does she believe that she will actually become a prime minister in this country as a member of WIN? I am declaring this morning that if you join WIN, you lose. If you join WIN, you lose. Because the reality is, WIN cannot, not in this electoral cycle, not in this short period of time. Maybe if they do serious work and continue to do serious work from now to catch the next electoral cycle, they might have a chance at winning seats, etc. I don't even believe they will have a chance of unseating the administration of Didi. But no, as in no, this elections, September 1st election, I don't see WIN getting any close to unseating the PPP. And since the majority of its support is coming from apparently African Guyanese, I see WIN standing in the way of the APNU removing the PPP from government. Is that what y'all want? Amicia and Anika and whatever the names are, is that what you want? How are you getting justice for your child? By taking actions that will ensure that the PPP remains or increase the possibility of the PPP remaining in power. The people want good governance. Paraphrasing Tabitha Sarabo Hali, the people want good governance. How they getting this good governance if the PPP stays in power? From where I sit, a vote for WIN is always going to be a vote for the PPP. A vote for WIN is always going to be a vote for the PPP. And it doesn't have to be a direct vote for the PPP. And that is what our people are doing. But I want to show you these two videos like I promised. Because I want our African Guyanese people to ask themselves. If it is, or if this is the value they place on their vote, and if this is how they hope to achieve good governance, and if that is how they hope to achieve economic freedom by removing the PPP from office. If that is your methods, then I shudder to think that you in thinking.
How many bowel movements do you have?
Don't be.
You can get
PPP. How we get pulled over in Guyana by the Guyana police force?
don't come tomorrow and talk to the man and be professionals. Don't go on him and say go for life because the man. Because I tell you, if I see anyone that go on life because the man, me and Dad, you find out out to the police, I put her between court. And I know I am broke with that. And we tell any like court. Because we know best money court. Don't do the skirt out there. Yeah, I live in the book. Yeah, the man take, yeah, war doggy, the stupidness. Hey, doggy. Talk to doggy in private car, doggy, phone, have a discussion, doggy. Doggy want to talk to you. Oh, you that coffee square, sit the yellow, then be a very bad on this. Bitch, come out the page. Suck him, wanna come now. Talk to doggy. The boss could talk to you in private. What are we away tomorrow morning to talk to the person? You're not going to shame the man like that? And looking very, 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 very fucking shame. And you have to go there and say that thing.
I don't know where you see there, but I can tell you what I see. Just as the PPP is using black people, African Guyanese, to destroy African Guyanese, WIN, and by extension, Azruddin Mohammed is doing the same. This guy they call Doggy is WIN henchman, a public face, the link between WIN and the quote-unquote scripts. What you see unfolding at the square of the revolution there is a fallout between a representative of WIN in the person of Doggy and persons who joined the parade for WIN with an understanding that they will be paid. Understanding money offered was $50,000. $50,000. Are we saying that our freedom, our economic upliftment lies in a $50,000 payout to support a political party which by now we should understand can't win the election but will reduce the chances of the APNU winning the election, when the APNU is in a better position to look into and serve our interests? Are we saying that's the value of our vote? $50,000, assuming it is $50,000 as argued? And so you all fall for this bait because they get rich quick or die trying. The no for no, the greed, the licky attitude. $50,000 to join Mohammed parade, and the parade is big because everybody wants $50,000. But instead of $50,000, at the end of the day, we end up with is abuse. I'm calling on all the women, including my dear sister Tabitha Sarah-Hali. St. Louis, Hastings, to say to the public, we are standing this abuse of a sister, this assault on a sister, the deception on all of those people who came out to support WIN as a political party based on a promise of payment. I challenge y'all to tell the public where you are standing though. Now, better, the people said they want something different. But they offered something different, looking at the behavior of a representative of WIN to a so-called or presumed supporter of WIN. Where's the differences? Where is the difference? I challenge you all to state publicly your position on that beating. Fatah says, y'all could have called Doggy and Taki privately. Y'all could have called Mohammed and Taki privately about the $50,000, but your name was in the book. You were supposed to put your name in the book. Did you put your name in the book? Is there a law against such practices? Is there a law against such practices electorally? Buying of political support, is there a law? The AML-CFT, Anti-Money Laundering, Countering of Financing of Terrorism. AML-CFT, and then they got FATF. Financial, I can't remember what the FATF is for. But in all of that suite of legislation there, one of the things they aim to do, was to prevent political organizations or political parties being used as pawns, or political activists being used as pawns in money laundering, in financing of terrorism, in corruption, etc., etc. So I'm asking, are there crimes being committed, even as we talk about the people want a change, the people want something different? Looking at that which took place there, are we saying that WIN is different to the PPP? Remember Barry Ramsaran? I will have my girls strip and slap you. Abuse of women. Remember Varshni, husband, so-called husband, locked her out of the bedroom and left her to provide a feast to the mosquitoes, etc. Verbal and financial and all kinds of abuse, emotional and so on. What makes this different to what we saw being unfolded with a representative of WIN? Black people, stop selling yourself for cheap. All of y'all will join the list as candidates to WIN. It ain't too late. Utilize the energy. Join the campaign for the coalition. You stand a better chance of removing the PPP, assuming that that is what you want. You want to remove the PPP. Unless my assumption is contrary to what you want. Because some are claiming that you are doing this just out of selfishness. But how long your selfishness will bring you rewards? That's the question. I tell you all about the Machiavellian principle. Get them a little sweet, and they're going to be endeared to you because they're going to always want sweet. That is the problem with many of our people who've been in the National Assembly. They've been to Parliament maybe for 2 electoral cycles. Some of them went for 2 electoral cycles. Some of them might have just gone for 1 electoral cycle. And they came to realize, as I say, that they could have sat their backsides in there and do very little and get a better pay than the average public servant monthly, tax-free. Got allowances better than the average public servant, including duty-free concession. And so they enjoy the suite, whether for 1 parliamentary term or 2 parliamentary terms. And so they believe that they got this entitlement to continue to enjoy the suite. And so even if it means throwing your people under the bus all the time to get a suite, you will throw them under the bus all the time to get a suite because only you matter. Only you matter. The people that you call in your supporters, the people that you're pretending to represent, the people that you claiming to represent, the people that you're encouraging to stand with you, at the end of the day, really don't matter. Because at best, you stand a chance of getting a seat in the National Assembly, not a government to change anything. And that is all that matters. I'm asking all the y'all who deal with Win and ganging up behind Win and so on. If Win gets 1 seat in Parliament, 2 seats, let me go as far as 3 seats in Parliament, 5 seats in Parliament, what will they be able to do for you to change your situation? What will they be able to do for you? What policies will they be able to implement to change your situation? Versus showing your support behind the APNU WPA coalition, which stands a better chance with your support of removing the PPP from office. Young people, they're offering you the opportunity to own not only land but homes through the rent-to-own program. Remember, under the last coalition, the age applied to Ministry of Housing for house lot was reduced to 18. There's a possibility of that being reinstated with the APNU in government. Those of you who want to go to university, they say university free. But consider what $600,000 a year can do for you as a university student. That's your stipend that the APNU is promising to deliver to you once they get into government. If you're a university student, they are currently guarantee you a stipend of $600,000 a year. Public servants, a return to collective bargaining and a willingness to give as much as 35% increase in wages and salaries. Win can't tell us up to now what their policies are, number one. But number two, even if they have, quote unquote, superior policies than those that I've mentioned here, do they have a superior chance of winning the election to deliver those policies? You're either dumb, deaf, intellectually lazy, or pure selfish. Remember, from where I sit, when I look out, all I've seen coming out of Win thus far is a division of the African Guyanese community, a splitting of the votes, black on black violence in the name of an Indo-Guyanese-led political party. Others can't call it like that. I could call it though. And I've called it. And again, I'm asking all them black people, what line up behind Win? What is your vote valued? 5,000? 50,000? A promise of a motorcycle? I'm sorry for you. But it's too late. The lines are open. 6225933 is the number to call. 6225933 is the number to call. And while we're talking about Win, understand that there's a serving policeman on Win's list. They say he is the current spouse of a former parliamentarian. She's on Win's list. And he too is on Win's list. I would rather suspect that it is against the standard operating procedure even of the Guyana Police Force for a serving policeman to be on any political party list. But that is not only happening over at Win. I saw in red t-shirt over the PPP a female police woman. I believe she is a sergeant somewhere on the East Bank, maybe Providence, hugging up and kissing up and loving up Jack Dio in a red t-shirt. And she's a serving member of the Guyana Police Force. Right? Is that the new standard of the PPP? I'd like to know. Y'all could find out and tell me. Well, I was about to take that one. Y'all impatient. Caller on, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kadaki, and good morning to your viewers. What a surprising events that happening in Guyana. I admire your speech today, you know, but we always have to remember, and I think I said this before, there's no way, no party, whether it's the installed regime or the WPA or the PNC AFC, you're not going to win an elections without the poor vote. Now, you see all those people who running behind the blue party, wherever the name is, I don't know. They're not the middle class. They're not the upper class. They're the poor. And when you take those people for granted, that is what you're going to get. When people believe that they can survive without the poor, they don't want to go on the ground with them. That is what you're going to get. We should not be bombasting those people. That's a sign of desperation. All they want to do is live. But people in the political realm believe that they can make it without those people. All they want to do is survive. That's what you see in there with the organization of getting those people together. That's strategy. You cannot win without those same people there. You can't win. You will never get there. All they will do is split the vote. And right now, it is difficult for that to be comprehended. because those people needed somebody. All these years, people threatening to have a third party, but nobody is listening. They believe that they can just round up the poor at a certain time, and that's it. You forget about it. You're running for either VP or you're running for the top of your party without thinking that you've got to do the groundwork. You have to do the groundwork. You can't leave those people behind. And this message is directly is at the foot of the PNC. This is a direct warning. When those people needed them, they turned their backs on them. When they were, as you said, when they were getting the sweet, when those same people, if not them, the parents, wanted help, wanted to see them, they used the back door. You can't get to them. That was the complaint. That was the complaint all along. When the WPA talked to them, they wouldn't listen. No, this is what you have. And it's not late for you to do the groundwork. Strategy. That's what's the name of the game. You can't win without them. So start getting off your high horses, the middle class I'm talking about, because the middle class, you don't need extra from them. They're there. They're not going anywhere. You need the poor. And the minute you can see eye to eye with the poor, you're going to win. But as it is now, if they don't get off with those high horses, that bigoted way that they got, bye-bye. Thank you, Mr. Kadaki. Have a good day.
Thank you for your call. Call on.
Good morning, Mr. Amsterdam, to you and your listeners this morning. Well, Mr. Amsterdam, this morning I want to join with you on calling on those three educated ladies, professional ladies, to condemn the brutal attack on that woman. Also, Mr. Kadaki, you have a voice in the Guyanese community. I want you to call out Ubraj. Let him condemn that attack. And Mr. Amsterdam, I'm being honest with you. You need to call out Melly Mel. She is the one delivering Afro Guyanese to this Muhammad guy. And another thing I want to ask you, are you willing to work along with the PPP in prosecuting this guy for his alleged criminal activities? I have so much more to ask Mr. Amsterdam, but that's for now this morning. Thank you so much for taking my call.
I don't know why I need to work along with the PPP to prosecute anybody. The PPP is the government. The PPP has the law enforcement agencies under its control. Let they do the prosecution. I ain't got to work along with anybody to prosecute anybody. Let the law take its course. Call it on.
Morning, Kadaki, morning, Guyana. It is disturbing to me from what I've seen, and especially for my African Guyanese. And I keep saying this. It seems like in a country that we have liberated, we are at the bottom. We behave like bottom feeders, begging for something. It's ridiculous and embarrassing to see what we have been actually reduced to. It's a begging thing where we're always asking others, right? And it's about money, as you said, $50,000. That's what it buys you. Imagine what others have actually thinking about us, and we are just falling in line. And I think we have educated folks, right? You had mentioned a couple parliamentarian who've actually gone behind this man. So when are we going to get some type of sense to understand what's going on in Guyana? As African people have not seen any Indians behave in that manner for a black man, black woman. So my quote is always this: if we don't get sense, we gonna get sentenced. And that's what we're being sentenced to hear how that lady behaves. And we are fighting for a coolie man that don't even know you, don't even want to know you, but just using you. So we're useful idiots. That's my take.
Thank you for your call. The lines remain open. 6225933 is the number to call. You tune to the Guyanese Morning Time. Call you on. Caller, you are on. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning to all the viewers and listeners. The Mohammeds. I would like the people who are following the Mohammeds to listen to this. First of all, the Mohammeds, their memorandum is staying out of U.S. prison, staying away from an extradition treaty that would put them in a U.S. prison, and that's their main focus. And it's funny that people, even educated people, do not understand that. Look, for example, if it was Aubrey Norton, Professor David Hines, Nigel Hughes, or any one of our leaders who would have had an extradition treaty against the name from the U.S. for such charges, their cases in Guyana would have been expedited so fast that they would have been sitting in a U.S. prison right now. But no, they're not. But no, the Mohammeds, they're still running for president and all this kind of thing. The reason why is because the Mohammeds are the PPP. The PPP is the Mohammeds. So I don't understand why is it that people, even the educated people, I'm getting to them now, because I used to think that Barajagyo have some sort of swar in where you will get these extremely educated, from, like, I'm talking about judges, senior councils, even senior politicians and so on, to do as he says. I thought he had some sort of swar, but now it seems like the case is just money. It's plain and simple money. Because Muhammad has some money, he could actually show even educated people, even people who are not, when they're bad, he could show them some money and having them to jump on his bandwagon. And look who are his PR people. Some jackass named Dagi, some clown named Fato. Who are these people? You know, and I don't understand why is it that people like the young lady that who used to be in your party, and the Holly young lady who's supposed to be an educated person, and other persons who's supposed to be educated, don't they look and see who this person's followers are? Don't they think about who this is? Where was Muhammad when people were being murdered and all these things? People were being locked up for things crimes they didn't commit. Where was Muhammad all this time? he was with Bar Jagdi hugging up, right? But now they get wrong, and he decided to form his own party and pull all the people away from APNU to give it back to Bar Jagdi. That's what he's doing. You know, Monday, you know who was laughing the hardest? Bar Jagdi and his people, because when he see all them black people surround Muhammad, he was laughing. Say, well, there you go. I got all them. My people are still in my camp because I see no Kuli people out there the other day. And finally, what makes me a little bit calm down is because the following: these people who I know that Muhammad that are surrounding Muhammad right now because of money. They're mostly numbskull, whatever you guys call them or whatever. They're mostly youths, and those are the people who do not vote. They don't go and vote. Even when the back in the PNC back in the days, they still did not go out to vote at voting day. So that with that, I'm kind of not concerned about the people who are surrounding him, because I know half of them wouldn't vote, and the other half of them that would go out to get up to go and vote, they would think to themselves and they would remember, because they got a brain in their head. They remember that, you know what, this person is really PEP. This person is not for me. Voting for this person is giving PEP my vote, and they will not vote for him. I think a lot of them will not vote for him come that day, and most of them will not go out to vote in the first place. That's my time. Thank you.
Thank you for your call. I don't know what's happening. This call popping in and out. Call you on. Good morning.
Morning, everyone. Blessed new day, viewers. But Kadaki, the brother will come on talk just now. The brother reasoning type of things like these people is the numbskull and they're not going to do this, they don't want to vote, and then even measure it since in the 80s, the states up and them thing wrong vibes for this time. You say here's a big woman who come out first and them kind of thing. I just did a voice note and I deleted it as I got myself. I just what the lady talk is same thing. Say the encouragement is what these people want. We can't afford to up to this day like today labeling we people that we expect they don't gone to. We'll be contributing in bringing them back by calling them non-skull, by raising them with some scheme we used to go on in the 80s. Come on, we got to pull this thing, and if we contribution is by coming on the program, we got to know when for cut off and everything. This is the encouragement time. This is the big one being saying. This encouragement time. The brother can't thing and then say for he don't care about them. We got to care about every single thing right now. Even James Bond, and then we got to care. All of them we got to care. Don't matter what. We still got to try. And for using terms that for one, all of them should go and this and that. We don't find the rest good. This is time we got to keep one another. If we could pull back from both sides. And it's then too late, as the lady said. It's then too late. And platform like these, so this is the time for positive vibe. You can't come and how you feel. You just air it out. You have to know it will land to people. This time we need all the upliftment we got. All the upliftment. This is a touching piece of reading you put out there about that. This was a touching one. Real touching one. You understand? But it's not all. for put on the youths then. It's not all the blame for put on them. The lack of the leadership, we don't want nobody to tell them go there where we be and the thing. Look what they do. What the black bullet with shield and all kind of thing, we lift them up high. We lift them high. We got to understand that we got to go on the ground with them. We got money that we could stay in our office and talk or on the screen and expect them to listen we and this and that. They got nothing they just hook up on with screen, and then when them and things say how this and the done that kind of thing. This bad. We doing it to we self. And we black people, we this and we do and we do. We don't doing the bad to we self. This is not the time. This love we dealing with, blessed love to all who should do the thing, but let me understand, you know. This is time for the upliftment. Let me help for the night to lash this part. Let me help Sister Juretta lash this part. Let me help put Brother Kadak in the place we could deal with them vagabonds and them kind of thing by having a nice position. Good vibes is really want. Good vibes. Let me see if we could pull back them the phone women. And then with good vibes. With good vibes. Calling them fools and all kind of name not gonna pull them back. You're gonna make them keep going. Because some of them go dark all kind of things. I tell you, this I tell you they're gone. This is encouragement time. Blessed love to everyone, and thanks for listening. Thanks for listening, viewers.
Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, viewers. Now, concerning these people who jumping behind Mohammed, the young Guyanese, and who jumping behind PPP. Now, we is the ones to be blamed. We create the monster by telling the latter young ones, are you collect the people money? They want to pay y'all. And when they collecting the people money to go on the road and jump up, you say, man, well, you open that, you collect the money and go mark the X somewhere else. Now we're creating a problem in the eyesight of the people, because when they come out in large numbers, by the taking pay, they're creating a monster now on every single body. They're playing with people mind now that, what the amount of black people there behind Mohammed, what the amount of black people there behind PPP, is a whole mess. You understand? And that I could tell because at one time I walking on the road, hey, one guy, y'all paying me? If y'all don't paying, we coming behind y'all. This will turn to because these things what people create. Right? But I'm saying again, what you see there is not representing 100% of the people. It's just a small fraction of youths. The youths get their own mind for makeup, for do all the things. The sensible ones them. I won't blame the ones them who jump in and go for the money. Maybe they might be smart, they just want the money and then they put the X away. But you got to know how to get around these people, talk to them, and let them move on, and they will know who is it actually. Because most of these people jumping behind them, they really need of money, but then some of them they must go and sell themselves for the money, you know. But there's I have to see.
Yeah, the lines are open. 6225933 is the number to call. Call and let's hear your opinions.
We're not up against the government giving house lots that date back to 20.
Call it on.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, caller. Hold for me, please. 1 minute.
I want to.
1 minute.
Yeah, I
Proceed.
want to
Go ahead, caller.
bring something to our voters' attention. between 2015 to 2020 under Granger administration, we see corruption decrease a lot, and Guyana was coming to be a country with less corruption. Now, a certain political figure that running up and down the place today and getting people running behind him up and down with blue. He was up in arm with Jack Diodem, and 2020 campaign push money in the campaign to push Granger out of power because they want corruption to come back, the PPP come back, because more the country corrupt is more them stand for gain in their own pocket, and they are looking after their own interests. Now, the same strategy that Jack Diodem used last time to pay our people to put on red. You remember them finance the thing, so they have to know all the crooks and the thing and all the internal affairs. Is the same strategy they're using now to pay us to vote. So however you swing this thing, whether you go red or blue, it's corruption again, because all of them is friends and them just fall out. Once they get your vote, they go reunite, and that's it. So place your X next to the palm and don't waste your vote. Our future. This election is a very serious and consequential election, and the place we place our X in this election going to decide the future for our grandchildren. Thank you.
Thank you for your voice note. The lines remain open. Calling on, good morning. Collier on, good morning. We lost that one? How come? Collier on, good morning.
Good morning, Kadaki, and good morning to all our listeners. We will get there. We will get there. Be encouraged. Now, I want to address the youths. I want to address them straight. Now, young people, this is not racism I'm talking here, right? This is not racism. This is reality, right? You are black, right? You're going to go and vote for parties that have no interest in black people. They're just using one and show, oh, look what I do for this one, look what I do for that one. But in general, the thing is not touching everybody, whatever they're doing. It's touching individuals. How do you know that you're going to be the one that's going to be touched by the little tool what they're giving out to people? You know what I mean? This is not a race thing. You know that the PPP, even if they're going to give you something, they're going to give the other people 75% more than what they're going to give you. They're going to give you something just to keep you balancing and, having a 3 meals and going over, and you saying you praise God, hallelujah, and that. Whereas they're going to give their people to build an empire, So think about this thing. This thing is not racism. This thing is real, and history repeats itself all the time. Mohammed is a PPP propaganda. Mohammed is a PPP propaganda. You know what is a PPP? I'm gonna say everybody talking about Mohammed. Everybody talking about Mohammed. He's a good man. He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. He do a lot because he already sanctioned. Put away sanction. What I'm looking at, he was in the PPP when the PPP was chastising black people. Remember Moko? Remember Ilford? He says he's a philanthropist. Did he come out anytime and speak for anybody? Did he come out anytime? Look, the people in Moko, did he do anything? Go and build any house back there, anything for anybody? No. He's in agreement. But now you and them get around. They throw you out. But they still together because the evil that both of them do wrap up together. so they can't lose each other. Look, America give them, right? America give them the PPP evidence. Nandalalo, yeah, we got evidence. We're going to prosecute. Up to now, Mohammed get prosecute. You get prosecute. Look at things with your naked eye. Look at the reality you are going on. Mohammed is a PPP propaganda. They're fooling you all. It's a misleading thing. Do you think Mohammed, well, we're saying it over and over. Do you think Mohammed, if you vote for you, you're going to win the election and you're going to be good? You might get seat and all of that. But what I could do, they're going to go right back to the PPP. Trust me. Because Mohammed is a corrupt man and he would not come and join with the PNC because the PNC need to do straight business. He ain't going to come there. You understand? Because before you come there, now we got to clean out the slate and see how you do and get it clear. You ain't going to do that. So think about it. Unless, I know some of you going to say, man, I'd rather vote for these people because I don't get a gun and they're going to go wrong and they're going to get for rob people and all of that. Fair enough, but live by the sword, you die by the sword. You're going to rob 3. You might rob 4, but the 5th one might get you. You might get you. You're going to dead. Yeah, because after you keep doing that, eventually it's going to catch up with you or you get jail or something. You got to think wisely. Don't worry this thing. Think wisely. Stay with the APNU. Stay with the APNU. Don't get carried away with these things. Who know that is all going on there? And I blame America too because America is nasty. They're transactional government, right? They could be behind, CIA could be behind sporing all this thing between Mohammed and them and Venezuela and all. I think there's a lot of things what I seen, But coming back to your young people, coming back to your, right? This thing, look at yourself. Look at your life today. Do you want to have to go and thief somebody's thing or loose up somebody's house or something or destroy people just for a living? Or you want to, when you could walk down at a place and you're going to do your job, you don't have to look over your shoulder, you mountain, you're getting your money. Do you want to be doing like what happened in the video there where the man lashing the lady with the hand or whatever he's doing and get a big gun in the hand for fighting up for money? Do you want to be that? Or you want to be where your money, what the government gives you, going to become into your bank account? You don't got to go in no line. You don't got to tramp down nobody. Your mouth ain't got for meet with nobody. I've been a force and this and that and that. What you want really, young people? What I want is for y'all to sit down, take a breath. I know you've been disenfranchised. I know people ignore you when you were talking. But think seriously right now. Sit down, take a deep breath. Study your life for the next 10 years, where you would be under this system or where you want to be, and see who could give you the opportunity to be where you want to be. All right? Me, I beg in all you, look into yourself and think wisely. Do not vote for Mohammed. Do not vote for PPP. Vote for the APNU. It's the best chance you have to live a peaceable life. All right? Good morning. Thank you. Bye.
We're not up against the government giving house lots that date back to 2002. But we are up against a situation where our people cannot own a home. And we are saying to you, we will implement a rent-to-own housing so that mortgage can get a house. So that the average man who doesn't have money to go for a mortgage can get a house. And don't let them say it cannot be done. We did it with some prime bank. We did it with Tocqueville. We did it with Guy Huck. We did it in Bartica. We did it all across this country, and we will do it again.
Call you on. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ducky. Good morning to you. Mr. Ducky, I just want to make one. I was out there on Monday night was the nomination with the group, which everything seems to be all right, everything seems to end up well. But when I saw that video yesterday with say is that we all agree that Guyanese need money. And if they collecting money, they have to do it in a professional way or which it may be because it's built for them is used in a professional way. So what I saw yesterday at Coffee Free out with that what you call dog, yes, what's name photo and then the people legally in them. Well, I changed my mind completely because you know one can't get my vote and neither the people can't get my vote because all of them is a waste of time. What if people them say they were put in as leaders? So guys who want to run who show. You know, come on, people gotta do things in a professional way. And why it always gotta be people that people are always so incompetent and so embarrassing. You know, you couldn't do this thing in a professional manner. That's why the people always tell you, when we this, we just figure away. Every time we doing something, we could never do it in a professional manner. And we could never do it clean and this people even want to run to tell you put in a leader for going in camp. I out completely. I do not get my vote neither. Thank you very much. That's my comment.
Thank you for your call. It is a minute to the 9 o'clock hour. I have some voice notes I would like to play. I see a lot of people accusing me of not taking their calls. I'm tired of explaining that. So I can't help you. Because if I'm in a call, I can't take a call. And so on and so forth. You had an option of sending a voice note before 9. Please don't send any more voice note now. Thank you. Here we go. Final call for the morning. Call you on. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Mr. Amsterdam. Good morning to all right-minded Guyanese. This morning, my 2 bits is that I just want to encourage our Guyanese people to do the right stuff. Yes, we could be deceived by the glitters and the glamours, yeah, the big crowd, but what I learned, that big crowd doesn't mean nothing. Some people just follow for the fish and bread they're getting, but the heart is somewhere else. As you could see, the change in jerseys. Some have on red, and then the next time they get on blue, then the next time they get on red. So that speaks volume. But I want to encourage us that come election, that the way to go is the coalition, APNU, APNU, WPA. That's the way to go. Because Mohammed is a fraud all by himself. Everybody could see he is with the PPP because he's not talking anything about the voters' lists. He's very quiet about that. And he should be concerned about the voters' list if he have Guyanese interest at heart, but he's not talking about that. So it kind of put something behind my head back that this man, he's a traitor, he's a Judas. So my black people, don't get deceived. Hello? Yeah. Don't be deceived because look the kind of people that get following them. This guy doggy or whatever he call him. He's so abusive to women. And then you get the other one selling them out saying, oh, your name got for there in the book. This is the second time she's saying your name got for there in the book when they went in the pool. Remember, put your name in the book. So Big Daddy gonna set you all up. So this thing is a money thing, a pay thing. Pay, you get him pay, and then you join the crowd. So that tells you that everybody, most of them you see there, is for the money. So my people don't get afraid or think. The young people always follow it. Look, I'm living in the islands. And 2004 election, the leading party, they had the biggest rally. And when you find out, they were paying the bus drivers them money, giving them gas, giving people to come. The biggest rally you could think about. And then they lose. They lose. The opposition sweep them out. They only get 4 seats. So that tells me crowd doesn't speak nothing. It's the X that matter. And our people got to know where to put the X. And the X is at the palm. The cup is just an empty cup. There's nothing in the cup, just promises and promises and promises and promises and destruction and victimization and murder. With the palm tree, you could strip a broom, you could get 2 nuts for drink, you could go under the shade, a lot of things. So my people, just focus. Your eyes is on the palm. Put your X at the palm and WPA. That is my advice to you people. Mr. Kadaki, gotta tell us what is the symbol for the WPA? Because I'm not aware of it. Okay, thanks.
Yes, the symbol, let me put up the symbol of the coalition because there's no separate symbol for the WPA per se. The symbol for the coalition is the palm, and all of the other parties are in there. If you see the crown, you see the heart with Guyana map inside, you see the star, there's the palm tree, there's the ganja leaf, there's the parakeet, I would call it, and there's the bell.
Okay then. So you gotta let.
Call it on. I think I said on take call it on.
Good morning, Kadaki. Good morning, listeners and viewers. I have one thing to say to the young people of Guyana. Don't be carried away by Team Mohammed. Don't be carried away by PPP. If they could go back and listen to all the folks, what transpired under PPP leadership, a lot of young people have lost their life. Up to this day, parents still want to know where their son gone. Listen to Mohammed of himself on Monday. He said, Jack Dio and Afa Ali, them are murderer. He knows them. He used to be with them. And them playing chess and he playing something he say. Listen to what he say. And listen to what he said previous time, that he used to protect the PPP and there was 2 guns at Freedom House. I was there that day when they shot Dana McClellan and killed, or I was protesting. It was coming down Rock Street. And when they stand on that back step of Freedom House and start to shoot into the crowd and kill Dana McClellan, I was there protesting. And the young folks, I am pleading to y'all, do not be carried away by PPP and Mohammed. As David Hine said last night, a vote for Mohammed is a vote for the PPP. And we do not want that. As I said yesterday, that they're paying $50,000, both parties, the Wings and PPP is paying people money to come out behind them. And I'm begging and pleading to y'all young people, don't carry away. The APNU have the best policy for the country and y'all. The best policy and the country for y'all, your children, your grandchildren to become. And I am begging to y'all, support that palm. Raise that palm up in the air. When September 1st come, go out in y'all numbers, young people. Go out in y'all numbers and put that X kindly in that box next to that palm. Look for it, go top and bottom. I was there. I know what the PPP gave. They killed 2 of my cousins. I know what they gave. And I am begging to y'all, don't fall in that trap. Do not listen to Mohammed. Do not listen to Jagdio. Listen to APNU. Them have the people of heart. I'm begging y'all. Kadaki, you have a good day and you continue doing your good work. People, PPP, gone. It's time for their go. It's time for AP and you take back the country and take it forward. For the country to go, PPP must go. Have a blessed day, Kadaki.
Thank you.
That we have to pay our doctors, nurses, teachers, and policemen more. And I said to you, on this day 1 of coming to power, by the stroke of a pen, there will be a 25% increase to the public service. Public servants must get a livable income. They must be able to live a comfortable life. And that's all we set out to do, to take the resources of this country and ensure that our workers get a better life.
That is what we are committed to. We are committed to treating you better. I mean, it's not hard to treat you better than this government. But I'm saying to you, under our people-centered development strategy, you, the people, will be the main focus. This is not a time for nonsense. This is a time when we have to ensure that the resources of this country meet the people of Guyana. That is what we set out to do. We are saying to you that we will have what we call a YES program, a youth empowerment scheme. And under that scheme, we will empower our young people. We are well aware that this government, through its mismanagement, caused a lot of young Guyanese to be illiterate. It is unfortunate. Don't worry about the manipulation that Priya Marchand, whatever she is, did with these results. It is the poorest comparisons I have seen. But we are saying to you, there is need for a literacy program. We will have a national literacy program so that all our young people can go back to school, learn, and develop themselves. You know, I find Irfan no ordinary joke. He's a real joke. You know them joke when you see it, you don't laugh? Is one of them. Here is, he's saying, we're going to digitalize Guyana. We're going to have a digital school. You got to know for read and write first. And so we will have that program. And then we have to revamp the education system. We have to take out some of the nonsense they put in it. We need our children by grade 4 to be able to read, write, count, comprehend, and reason. When I went to school, we did something called verbal reasoning. Where at a tender age, we began to learn to reason. But they don't want people who reason. They want robots. They want robots. We are looking for an intelligent population that can think and contribute to the development of this country. When a government is afraid of education, it is a government that wants domination and control. We reject that. We believe that if we release the talents of our youth, Guyana will be a better place. We have people with ability. The chapter so dumb. They don't even understand the role of culture in a society. A sense next, because we said we can do copyright legislation, a sense he can say the next. He don't say it? Can you repeat everything? But if you as a government cannot understand that you have talent, and if you don't protect that talent, they can transform that talent into money. I want to say that when it comes to tertiary education, it was always the PNC that had it free. The APNU had all intentions of making it free. They run and they did it. I am telling you that we will continue it as free, and every student will also receive $50,000 each. We have the plan to make it work for the ordinary citizens. We began the school feeding program. That school feeding program, you see, Priya gallivanting all over the place, showing off herself like if she bring it into being. No, it was under us in government
the school feeding program began. You know that? You know that? Well, I am here to tell you that when we take back government, it will be 2 hot meals per child. 2 hot meals per child. We also will ensure that every child gets $120,000 per year, and it will be distributed in 2 disbursements.
I want to talk to you. Today, under the current administration, in order for you to get a contract, you got to buy it. Isn't that so? You have to buy a contract. All of you that bid for contract know this. You have to go in and you have to pay somebody, and they have to pay somebody, and at the end of it, what happened? You barely left with enough money to do the actual project. So the project is done in a substandard way, and then it got to be redone again. But most importantly, you have no money left to reinvest in your business, to grow your business. That is a plight of small businesses in Guyana, and we have to fix that. I want to say to you tonight, the small business owners, I see some of you out there right now, that we will more than double the grant and soft loans for startup businesses when we take office after September 1st. Did you hear that? We will almost double, more than double, rather. We will more than double the grants and the soft loans for you while providing support so that your business does not fail. That is how you invest in people-centered development. This is a government in waiting that cares about you. This is your time. This is your time to shine, Guyana.
This is your time to shine, Guyana. This is your time. I still have some voice notes. Y'all permit me to play them, please and thank you. Please, no calls. Let's hear the voice notes, please. Better late than never, but I'm trying.
Good morning, Mr. Kadaki. You know, let me just say this clearly. I am praying for our young people. I'm asking myself, don't these young people have parents to guide them, to let them know they're going down the wrong path? From my judgment, what kind of Mohammed government give to these young people other than put them in danger? You see what is already going on? This thing is not about some money here and some money there and a certain nonsense. This is serious business. This is your future, your children's future you're playing with. But anyhow, I am not being swept away with the madness of a crowd walking behind Mohammed, behind the PPP and them. Because what they do, they are not the kind of people to make their judgment based upon the people that would turn up voluntary to put their ex there or to walk behind them in the crowd. They pay money. When you pay money, you're going to get them. Yes, money is going to bring them. But for you to just stand on a platform and call them, they will not be that kind of crowd. So what is it? What is there to rejoice over or to see yourself being the next president of this country when you're paying people, you bullying people and all these kind of things to come and vote for you? What madness is that? The APNU doesn't have to do that. And that is a party I would look to and see that people do it voluntarily. People are doing it because of their future ahead and everything. They're not doing it because they're getting paid. So All those who talking about crowd and crowd and crowd, catch all yourself. Many of them in that crowd mustn't even register to vote. But the voting mustn't even got ID card. Where are they voting?
Good morning, Kodakian listeners. You gotta tell them put on the blue jersey, take the 50,000 and vote. They got to do win and PPP, the blue and the red. Take the money, put on the jersey, and vote green. Vote for APNU. Do the same thing what APNU do at the local government elections.
Ms. Kadaki, good morning. Good morning to you and your viewers. Ms. Kadaki, I was once went out there on nomination day with the Win Party. But I said I would have give them a chance, but what I saw going on, I think I'm gonna change my mind because I don't think I'm gonna vote. You understand? Because the Win Party, look how money they get some people, especially we black people. It's so ridiculous and shameful. No integrity whatsoever. You know, come on. He has a big Guyanese citizen. Come on. If you promise the people money or what the case may be, do it in a professional manner or professional thing. Why we black people are always like this? The same thing nomination, there was breakcast there, Kadaki. I was there and I watching on every single thing. You understand? Every single thing. And it wasn't so, what would I say? It wasn't pleasant at all because it's really ridiculous. And I don't know when we black people gonna get sense and when we gonna wake up. And that's why the people always say we gotta see at the bottom of the ladder because how we carry ourselves, how we do things, and all of that. You understand? Number one, he's supposed to be in a professional manner. If you promise the girl money or what the case may be, the girl turn up. He had no right to knock the girl because the old video show that he assaulted the girl first, you know. And secondly, you dry a firearm. What prove what point you want to prove? You understand? And then he clapped the trigger too, you know. So like he aiming to shoot her or what the case may be. And I think the force should take the full blunt of the law and do what I have to do and put him where he belongs. So because this nonsense gotta stop. You understand? These men abusing these women so ridiculous, and I don't see Muhammad come out to say anything. And it's the people representing, and I realize that these people Muhammad wanna say he put in as leaders to lead him. Come on, you already see we're going down the road. So I think I'm gonna pull out from there, and I realize Muhammad just making the people a gimmick and a Mickey Mouse, and he coming out and tell the people nothing, what realistic or nothing. You understand? And he just up on a gaming or what the case may be. He got a little money just sharing here, there, everywhere and thing. But I just say I'm going to keep my vote. I'm not voting for nobody because I'm not voting for the PPP neither. You understand? So I'm not voting come election day. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that voice. Now we have some others. Let me see. Let me see how I will get them out of the way. It's almost 9:30 by. Time to kick out of here, but let's go.
Good morning, Mr. Amsterdam. Good morning, viewers. What is going on in Guyana is shocking. You cannot believe what is going on in the country. This election, you're seeing how people are being used and abused just for money. It is sad. It is sad, sad, sad. Those MPs that go over to win and to the PPP, what are they thinking? They don't have no decency in themselves. What are they thinking? Well, we all know when paying them $50,000. $50,000, it's a shame and disgrace to watch how some of these MPs bring themselves down so low and being exploited for money. My God. Every day is something different in Guyana. Every day is something new. Look, Afro-Guyanese, look, the attitude and behavior. this blackguard way. Oh, I don't know when would it end. Guyanese, the sensible ones, think. Y'all think. A vote for Azadin Mohammed is a vote for the PPP. Ms. Kadaki, you and Mr. Hines, Mark, you guys doing y'all utmost best. There's not more y'all can do. When this election is over, let the chips fall ready me. But you guys did your part. Ali wake up, Afro Guyanese, Ali wake up. It ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. Peace and love. That is my take for today.
Brother Kidaki, morning viewers, morning all. This message is them black people see running towards the small parties and Mohammed, especially, and the PPP. You understand me? The PPP don't have nothing to give ya. The people are using ya for come after the opposition votes. Come on, bro. The money that is giving y'all, who them see them cooking for y'all don't know where people getting this money from. You know, if the sacrifice that they're doing to black people in this country. You understand me? Maybe getting all this money and then getting this same money and give it to y'all. For y'all come to their rally. Come on, bro. You hear what Imran said? Imran said, cook food and invite black people. Try to sketch them. Come on, bro. Why we stooping so low at these people? Look at Mohammed embarrassed the whole party yesterday. That man embarrassed the whole party. Come on, black people. There's the bananas why you are running after. There's the people running after. These people was in bed with the PPP. They fell just swallow. You don't know what can be the outcome. For this fellow to come back as bosom friend. Come on, bro, let me wake up, guy, and black people. Y'all wake up and see them small parties, a man's party and Simone Boom's party. Yo, y'all do not go to these people. These people show that they incompetent yesterday. The people show the true colors that they're incompetent. They just want to get power on Nigerian youths. Y'all do not vote for these people. Do not vote for them. Leave them alone. You see the money that they come to yesterday. Leave them with the same amount. Them embarrassing. They will show how long they are, how covetous they are. They can be president of this country. They can be. Can hear a man saying it's a long time that one party running this country. Come on, bro. It's time for excellence. I don't know what to say with that man, sir. I don't know what to say with that Joel. You see, when I used to tell you on this program, this girl just taking out selfie.
Kadaki, it's me again. It seems to me that it's hard to get you on a call. Let me tell you this. I say it again and again. I born under the APN and the PNC. I vote all my life PNC from 18 early election. Presently now is 53. You feel we able to take these nonsense that APN you do to people from 2015 to 2020? And I could call some of APN you people name that people give application for young people. Even though these girls are not right sexy, they could have put them to do fields work for the malaria work and pay smear and write down people name and keratin for the edit malaria for the people at malaria the microscopists them really smear the microscopists them. You know what they do? You know what that man do? Take the application in from.
Good morning, Mr. Amsterdam. Yes, you should have told him I am willing to work along with the PPP to prosecute that guy that alleged of the killing of that 11-year-old child, to prosecute those that allegedly killed the two brothers, and many, many more. You would work along with the PPP, to prosecute, such as those young guys in Linden. You would work along with the PPP to prosecute the killers of them. Bye.
Kadaki, good morning, and good morning to all Guyanese. Kadaki, if the protester who went and rallied behind Mohammed, getting 50,000. How much the candidate them get paying them for come on his list? That
Good morning, Kudaki. Good morning, viewers. Now, concerning these people who jumping behind Mohammed, the young Guyanese, and who jumping behind PPP. Now, we is the ones to be blamed. We create the monster by telling the latter young ones, "Are you collect the people money? They want to pay y'all."
Good morning, Mr. Amsterdam and the listening audience. You know, the situation that is we are presently facing with regards to Mr. Mohammed and the youths that are running behind him. I've been watching the situation over a period of time. And do you know something? We cannot blame the youths that are running behind Mr. Mohammed. I don't know if you can remember a few months ago, I had called in and I was saying there were a set of people who have been attacking and Mr. Norton and his character, who have been deeming him as a leader who's not someone who's not fit to lead the APNU, an incompetent leader. And I spoke about it, and I had called several person names, including the now manager of Mr. Mohammed. And and I think that you did respond in a positive way towards my comment. No, I'm saying it again. The people who have destroyed the image of who are in the process of destroying Mr. Norton's image are responsible for what we have here now. And specifically, I'm talking about the people from the diaspora. They have their regular Facebook Live and they talk so much bad things about him. He's not fit to be an opposition leader and this and that and all kinds of negative things about this man. So here it is now. The person who the black people should look up to have been destroyed. There's no leader for us to follow. There's no leader for us to look up to. There's no hope for us. And so who they turn to? The next person. They're not going to look to the PPP. And so the next person they see as their savior in court is Mr. Mohammed. And so we have created this monster amongst our young people. Now, what we have to do now is to show them that, okay, Mr. Norton is not what you have been told. Mr. Norton is not what, the people, the narrative have been going around saying about him. He's a man of integrity, a man of character, a man who loves his people, a man who have gone through and still maintain, his integrity, his commitment to the party. And so I want to let the general public know that Mr. Norton is the man that is going to help our people, the man who the young people have to look up to. But we have to sell it to them, as what we're saying here now. We have to sell it to them, right? And it has to start with the same people who have destroyed his character, his image, the same people. They're cussing now, Mr. Otto Martin, they're cussing now because they saw the whole of Linden actually going towards Mr. Mohammed. But they're to blame. Every day is alive and destroying Mr. Norton's name. Every day is alive. Every day is alive. A whole set of them. And now they're in regrets, But education is very important. I've been doing my part here. And I'm telling you, a lot of people are not educated as to what the APNU is offering towards them. So we have to start, like you said, we have to start going around house to house and letting people know, with our immediate family, with our young people, show them the benefits as against what the other person is trying to, to brainwash them with. So you have a blessed day, Mr. Kodaki, and your viewing audience.
Good morning, Kadaki. Now coming back to this thing at Square with the Revolution. When Robin Simon, they get locked up for this Quindam Bacchus thing when she did the protesting, she asked for a to march and go to the Square with the Revolution and talk to people about Quindam Bacchus' murder. She was totally denied. But Daggy and Fato, when they got the disgraceful activities, they go to the Square of the Revolution in the presence of coffee and they do all kind of things. I think that the place there should be a hallowed ground for African people. And when it comes to the money, what they are lying. If they said that the people were to clean, he did offer the people money to put on his shirt. And for the two latest one who run over, it is shocking. You know, and in every pound the truth, got to pound a lie, got to ounce the truth. Can it be that these people really and truly sold their child, sacrificed the child to get money? Let us look in now to this Adriana story, because it looks quite a big deal, like what is being what is coming out into the open. Bye-bye.
Thank you for your voice note. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, callers. Thank you, contributors, for being a part of the program today. It is 27 minutes to the 10 o'clock hour. I have to go. See you tomorrow. Mr. Jordan is going to be on. I'll have a good one. Goodbye. Much love.